Nah, there's something missing there. Yeah, that's more like it. The gorgeous piano sound of the song Echoes was achieved by feeding the sound of a piano through a Leslie speaker. This is a simplified representation of what the inside of a Leslie speaker looks like. You can see the sound comes in through the input, it's amplified by a tube amp, then there's a crossover dividing the signal, and you have two separate speakers. The bottom speaker is bigger to produce the mid to low frequencies, and the top speaker is smaller to produce the mid to high frequencies. You can see that there's a 2-speed horn rotor up here and a 2-speed drum rotor down here. Both of these spin and they are controlled by independent motors. There are a couple of videos online showing the inside of real Leslie speakers. I encourage you to look them up. The real organic way to achieve this sound is the hardest because you need a real piano, a real Leslie speaker cabinets, you need microphones, and you need to feed that sound through the Leslie speaker. Unfortunately, I don't have a Leslie speaker, so I had to achieve this sound a different way, using virtual instruments. I'm using a Piano V3 preset of mine inside Analog Lab, and rotary speaker is a newly added effect by Arturia to Analog Lab V. This is designed as a stomp box, not as a real rotary cabinet, such as you can see here in B3 version 1, but it's very neat, it's very simple, it's very easy to work with, okay? You have very few controls, you have stereo controls, balance, fast, break, and then dry to wet proportion. But you can also change the model here because there were a few different models of the Leslie speaker. Now, it's very easy, you can copy these settings: 122 closed, 70% stereo, 40% balance, fast speed, and not breaking, right? It's spinning. And then 75% dry to wet. Normally what we can do is we can go here into the advanced menu of rotary speaker of B3 version 2, and then you have the slow speed, the fast speed, and then the acceleration. Here in the stomp box effect of Analog Lab, we don't have the controls of the slow and fast speed, but they are nice slow and fast speeds. So you just have to roll with the fast speed. You may be wondering why I have two different piano sounds and two different rotary speaker effects. Well, this is a simple workaround because I have a 61 keys keyboard, so I don't have the range to play that very high B and that very low C sharp. I would need an 88 keys keyboard to play that. Part 1 is lowered by an octave so I can reach this very low C sharp. If I didn't, I would have this. And that bass is absolutely necessary. Stereo is just how widespread the movement of the Leslie is going to be, and balance is the balance between the bottom speaker and the top speaker. If you go all the way down to 0% here, there's no low end, right? If you go all the way up to 100%, it's just low end. So a mix is appropriate, around 40% is what I recommend, okay? But you can achieve the sound with other keyboards as long as you have the rotary speaker effects. I previously owned a Core Kronos and I did the exact same thing. It was a 61 keys keyboard, so I had to make the split as a workaround, and then rotary speaker effects that you can find in the effects section, and the sound was great. It's just a little bit of tweaking, finding the right balance, the right fast speed, the right stereo, and the right dry to wet proportion. If it's too dry, it's just the sound of the piano. If it's too wet, it may be too wet. I believe in the original recording it's a mix of the dry signal and the wet signal, so I recommend going 70-75% wet. I don't have the Kronos anymore, but I recently bought a Roland Phantom 06 and I had to remake the sound all over again. So what I did is the same process. Make a split, find the right piano sound, add rotary speaker effect, and then tweak until I reach the desired results. Now there are two more ways you can make this sound. One is using a real rotary effects pedal, along with any keyboard that has a piano sound in it. And the second one is using any piano of your choice, along with a rotary VST. You can search for rotary plugin, Leslie VST, something like that. You'll find dozens of results. If you attempt to recreate the sound yourself, you're probably going to have to browse through different piano sounds until you find the right one. But if you want to make things easier, this preset is included in Floyd Keys Deluxe for Arturia V collection, and the Phantom O version of this preset is also available on my website. Thank you for watching, subscribe right now.